Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to another Minimal Mondays. My name is Paul, and for today's video, we've got a very special pair of sneakers in studio today. These are the Jordan 1 Union LA Chicago Shadow. In today's video, we will be unboxing these very hyped sneakers. We're gonna go ahead and do a detailed review, breaking down every single characteristic that makes this sneaker so good. And of course, as we do in all of our sneaker reviews, we're gonna see them styled on the toe with some bottoms from our website. Now, we will be switching things up just a little bit as we will be taking a look at these sneakers styled from a completely different lens. We have here Jordan 1, a highly celebrated sneaker that have absolutely withstood the test of time. As of right now, there is a bit of a controversy or a bit of a division within the sneaker community, because on one hand of the sneaker community, you have those who have followed the trend of what's really popular in today's day and age and have welcomed with open arms the trend that is the baggy pant. I actually lump myself into that category. However, on the other side of the spectrum, you have the OG sneakerhead that is married to tradition and claim that those baggy pants cover the sneaker, making you unable to really appreciate what that sneaker's design is all about, rejecting the notion altogether and sticking true to the roots that are the slim or skinny silhouette. So for today's styling video, I decided to go ahead and go all the way through the minimal denim line, because through happenstance, we have just fully updated our denim lineup, featuring a denim spectrum that begins on the skinny side and covers everything in between all the way to the baggy variants. You'll be seeing all of them styled with these sneakers to hopefully put the argument to rest and come up with a unanimous decision as to what looks best with the Jordan 1. With that to say, I'm gonna need the minimal community to engage with today's video and go ahead and make your thoughts known in the comments below as to what style of pant looks best with the Jordan 1. And if you do enjoy this style of video, please be sure to go ahead and communicate that to us by liking today's video and subscribing to the channel with notifications on, as that is the best way to let us know to keep the content coming. As always, I will have all of the links to the denim featured in today's video in the description below. Without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox these sneakers. The Union LA Jordan 1 Chicago Shadow do come in a special Union LA Jordan 1 box featuring what looks to be magazine clippings from the 90s, sketches of the sneakers, and of course photos of Michael Jordan while he was in the league. Now, once inside the box, we do have the sneakers that are encased in some special tissue paper, which actually feature sketches of how this sneaker was designed. And now moving right along to the sneakers themselves, they do come adorned with 3 sets of laces, all of which are different colors for the wearer's choice, and do come with a special blue Jordan hang tag. Similar to what we've seen on Jordan 1s of the past, we do have an upper that is predominantly comprised of a very nicely tumbled leather, both for the underlay as well as the overlay. Now, this was something I wanted to use as a point of emphasis because the leather quality on this Jordan 1 is absolutely excellent, at least relative to other Jordan 1s that we've seen this year. The leather is thick, it's dense, and it feels like they will age very nicely over time, while at the very same time they are pretty soft to the touch. Adorning the Chicago colorway, you've got different hits of white as well as sail throughout the sneaker, and of course the overlays of this beautiful varsity red. I have to say, this hue of varsity red really does complement the sneaker overall, as it does feature golden edges, something we've seen time and time again utilized by the team over at Union. Now, for the upper half of the upper, things change from Chicago to Shadow at the ankle collar of the sneaker, as you do have a very soft suede, and sitting atop that is the shadow gray overlay of leather, and on that is stamped the Air Jordan wings. Blue stitching connects the 2 contrasting elements, and mesh adorns the inside of the ankle collar where the foot enters the shoe. And now moving on to the midsole as well as to the outsole, you do have an oxidized style of midsole, which kind of leans into the vintage vintage aesthetic and something that we have seen Union do on sneakers of the past. The outsole is a standard Jordan 1 outsole in the Varsity Red colorway that does match the Varsity Red on the upper of the sneaker. Overall, I have to say this is a masterfully designed sneaker with many details that make this shoe really stand out amongst any other Jordan 1s we've seen in the past. From the subtle details to the different color changes and contrast and the leather quality, the shoe just doesn't miss, and for that reason I can definitely see the shoe being a sneaker of the year candidate for 2025. Now, as it relates to sizing, just go ahead and take your true size that you would take in all Jordan 1s and Nike products altogether. That's what I did, and I find that they fit great. But now, with all of the details about the sneakers squared away, let's go ahead and see them styled on the toe with all of our denim from the website, beginning with the skinniest of the bunch, the new minimal skinny denim. I elected to go ahead and throw on the washed black colorway and opted for 2 sizes up from my standard size of a 30 to a 32. This is to accommodate for my bigger thighs as well as calves, but I was pleasantly surprised to see that the size 32 waist actually fit me perfect. Now, the positive thing about the skinny denim is that it actually allows you to have the sneaker be visible, enabling you to see all of its details, which isn't quite the case for the bootcut denim. The bootcut denim does feature a very similar cut and silhouette on the top portion, but it actually finishes out to the ankle with a flare opening. I did go true to size in this pair, and I do find that it fit really tight, so take that into consideration if you're looking at this pair, but essentially does everything that the last pair did, the skinny pair, minus the fact that you can actually see the sneakers as they are covered. And now moving on to the slim cut, this is going to share a very similar silhouette to that of the skinny denim, but it actually features a little bit more room in the waist, the thighs, and has a longer rise for ample mobility. Its construction is a little bit different as well because it has a little bit less spandex, making it feel a little bit more like a true pair of denim rather than an elastic pair, which ultimately comes down to personal preference. They do finish with a pretty strong taper down to the ankle, which is nice because this pair of denim actually does reveal the sneakers in its totality. Next, we have the straight fit denim, which is going to feature quite a bit more room than the last pair, fitting a little bit more relaxed with the thigh, the knee, and of course down to the ankle. Now, they're not quite boot cut, but this pair here actually is going to cover the upper portion of the sneaker, while it's not opening up so much so that it's covering the entire back half of the sneaker, which isn't the case for the baggy denim, which is cut to fit very relaxed throughout with ample room in the thigh, the glute, the knee. The baggy denim is going to cover a majority of the shoe, really only revealing a little bit past the toe box, which can be pretty problematic for those OG sneakerheads. This is something they do not like to see, but with the baggy denim you exchange that for ample comfort because there is plenty of room in this pair. And now you've officially seen the brand new full denim lineup from Minimal, styled with the Union LA Jordan 1s. My question to you is, out of all of these, which do you like best? Do you prefer the sneaker being able to be seen, sacrificing a little bit of comfort, or do you just go full on comfort, making the sacrifice of kind of covering up the sneaker? Or maybe you just fall somewhere in the middle. If you guys are wondering for my opinion, I do think that the straight denim is probably going to be the most complementary silhouette to this specific shoe, the Jordan 1, because it does allow for a good amount of mobility in terms of comfort, while at the same time you're not completely covering up the shoe, which does bring me over to what I want to do for next week's video. Specific cuts of denim are meant to be worn with specific styles of footwear and silhouettes, which is why next week's video is going to be all around styling all of the new fits of denim appropriately, breaking them down and kind of going over the new denim lineup with a bit more detail. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so you don't miss out. Like today's video if you did enjoy it, and if you wanted to know where to find this denim, go ahead and check out the links provided in the description below. As always, I'd like to thank you guys so much for the continued support, both here on the channel or through our website, and I'll see you again next week for another Minimal Monday.